Well, howdy doodly diddly do? What's going on, buckaroos? It's your boy is a 33, welcoming you to a nice, hot, and sweaty night 19 of the road to the showdown. What a night this will be, and we're not gonna dilly-dally. Let's talk about the matches on the docket for tonight. And while we'll be kicking off the night, Pink League action. Big Daddy Dre will battle Roman Reigns in the mid-card champ versus a potential threat to a top seed in this division. Following it up, Stephanie Vaquer. Sorry, not that one, it's this one. It's Abyss versus John Cena. Big match John versus the television champion. What about that will be? Then it is Vaquer and Jax battling it out in the Teal League co-main event. And last but no means least, your main event, Liv Morgan, Julia, one-on-one. And well, it's a chance for Liv to put a decent space between her and second place, with 2 more bouts to go. And while it doesn't necessarily lock her into top, it very much almost does. Anyway, before we get to talking about that, we'll talk about this. It's your opener tonight. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, one-on-one. And it's coming to you now. And we get to just sit back. I'm going to take a brew and look at my phone as the longest entrance possible is coming. So, Reigns here tonight, 9 points to the name, same for Drew. A win takes him up to first. Same for McIntyre. Anything else, you're stuck in third.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, the OTC, Roman Reigns.
Mike Rome on the mic to announce the arrival of the Tribal Chief. And what an arrival it is. This tournament is it's reaching its pinnacle. Reigns looks to soar further than what he did last year. In total, in 25, he earned 12 points. Tonight he can tie it with 2 bouts remaining. As he looks to reach that God mode sort of status. The former world champion. Hyped up. Fired up, knowing what's on the line. As the underground acknowledges him. It's time for some warfare. It's time for some carnage to fill the arena. As this is arguably one of the most explosive ways to start a night on the road to the showdown. A deserved main event more than it actually is. McIntyre, the same story exists.
From Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Pure Wrestling Champion, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
A chance at the top of this division. Obviously, last night your epic main event saw the Rainmaker take down the Ruler. That in tow granted McIntyre and Reigns this chance at firm control of the division. McIntyre, through the first 3 rounds of this tournament, breezed to 9 points. He then started to struggle in round 4, suffering his first loss. And that was up against Tony D'Angelo. Now he needs his bounce back. Now he needs his victory. And it's not an easy matchup to bounce back in, though. As your opener tonight, it's ready. It's set. And our referee, Big Man Gregathy, gets us underway with McIntyre landing the first heavy shot. Two seasoned warriors battling it out here tonight. Obviously, they have faced off before, not in IPW, but in the WWE Clash at the Castle, when it took a trip to Wales, Cardiff. And the Scottish Warrior fell short. People thought he was destined to be the one to dethrone Reigns in the end, but not meant to be. And McIntyre knows it as he now looks to bring it to the Tribal Chief. Oh, a little awkward landing there, but McIntyre with that reverse Alabama slam, sending Reigns crashing down early. But since missing that elbow drop, Reigns has seized control for a moment, up until now, where McIntyre and Reigns start to jostle for position. Side Russian leg sweep comes through from Big Daddy Dre. Cover for one as well. Early aggression, you have to expect the Scottish psychopath to bring it in full. And well, he's certainly doing so. A little gun stun to Reigns, forcing the Tribal Chief to ringside. And a neck breaker as well. This is a lot of pent-up frustration on display here from McIntyre. It's said as he takes Reigns into the apron. Drew losing last week, removing his undefeated streak, has certainly fired him up. And coming into this one, you've got to feel that if he's unable to succeed, if he's unable to pick up the pieces, the scraps that Femi has left after his loss, McIntyre, I think, will become senseless in the following bout. But right now, has the chance to punish. Looking for something off the top. A little bit of white noise. Connecting and covering Reigns here. It's good for 2. And that's all we're getting off that one. However, 3, 2, 1. It's a kiss goodnight with the Claymore to the face. The cover for McIntyre as he continues to dominate Reigns through the middle stages of this affair. Shoulder block, Reigns dropping, getting dropped. He has not found anything that he would like to go in his favor. And McIntyre knows it, launching the shoulder block after Reigns' little scurry away from the boot. He then gets powerbombed for his efforts, and McIntyre is not slowing down. Boston Crab gets called a rope break. But McIntyre fails to connect there. Drew able to escape, though, the follow-up from Roman. Belly to back suplex in great effect. Why not try and launch yourself, apply more pressure to Roman, but Reigns, he's swinging, and he's still missing those shots. He is going to send Drew running, but the spear attempts evaded. And McIntyre, this is his matchup to lose. Roman eats a back elbow. Claymore connecting for Drew once again. The cover is good for 3. And the Scottish psychopath, he gets his win. He eats his cake and goes to the showdown clinched on 12 points. The first in this pink division to make that great qualification. What about to do it in against a guy that's tussling with you for qualification? Statement made off that Claymore.
Here is your winner, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
A one-sided affair. Surprising to say, with Reigns not really showing anything. He fails to land his spear. And that is c'est la vie. It's McIntyre's chance then to just put you away. And put you away he did. Well, we're hoping that the next bout tonight doesn't end in the same sort of failure. In fact, we're kind of hoping for a big match feel as we go from the male mid-card champion of Breakdown to the male mid-card champion of Primetime. As big match John Cena goes toe-to-toe with the television champ, the Monster Abyss. Oh boy. This is one of those bouts that could just provide shock and awe. And that's what we like about this road to the showdown. There's been a lot of that so far. And for big match Cena, a big 3 points on the line. If he can get the job done.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 205
It's strange not seeing him do the run all the way down the ramp, but regardless of that, no longer in the weird jeans. He's now in the cargo shorts. We're getting further into the Cena that brings it every night. I've seen a lot of these different versions of Cena through this tournament, but only one of them's been victorious. This one's getting his first chance here tonight. Like the last bout, there's chance for qualification. And it comes in the form of the Monster. A 3-point win takes him to that glorious 12 mark.
And his opponent from parts unknown, weighing in at 350 pounds, the undisputed television champion. He is the Monster Abyss.
And that mark is very important. The big match, John, who's out of the contention for the top seed. Abyss still in that hunt. Cody with Rhodes only having 2 more bouts to go. He can still reach the maximum of 21 points. But as we start the match, cheap shot from Abyss out the handshake. Cena gonna catch the follow-up boot and then take waist control, but straight again, Abyss. He grabs a hold of Cena, and well, he's gonna turn him into a technical wrestling sort of dummy. The Monster in the side headlock, mounting Cena. And the pressure on. His big match, John, fights back to his feet, but he needs to fight and force Abyss off, and then he manages to do so. A leapfrog as well. Tries to launch that shoulder tackle offense, but it's going to be negated by Abyss, and well, he's going to be popped up and launched into the canvas. A big match, John, on the receiving end of some early offense. Monster, we know, can absorb some early punishment, and well, he does that quite often. As he goes for a roll-up here, he's caught Cena off guard. John able to avoid. Stays in the matchup. No count on the pin. And now he's forced into the corner. Abyss, again, cheap shot after cheap shot. He goaded Cena into a handshake and delivered a boot. He goaded Cena into a test of strength and then hits him with a punch in the corner that's done some serious damage, busting open Cena. You gotta admit, the Monster's game plan, it is flawless. He stays in control. Launching, that's a little bit of danger. Not something you typically see out on the Monster as well. High-flying offense. And that almost got him the win. 2 count, and visible frustrations being shown by the Monster. He's now going to take Cena to the outside. And big match John, finally, his little first taste of action to unload onto Abyss. Punches flying in. Count of 3. Referee being very lenient with the count. She slowed it down. Now to 4, but the action now returns to the ring as our beautiful Miss Kim continues to provide some very even officiating as Cena, caught, roll up, Abyss catches him. May have been an attempt at Fisherman's Buster from Big Match John. Not typically in his wheelhouse, but he likes to go for the innovative, but he's caught, swirlied, and brought to the canvas by the monster. And Abyss fired up, hooks the arm. Cena fights back and launches, but caught, atomic dropped. John unloads a stiff right, brings down the monster in a protoplex. The jostling, the jockeying of position. It's becoming a little bit wary for both men. There's that gleam in their eyes, looking for the kill shot. Who will land it first? Cena. Diamond's carry, gonna be fought out of. The monster not falling prey to it. In fact, it's the monster who scoops up Cena. Gun stun. Off the rope, he goes for the cover as well. 1, 2. Ooh, near fall. That was almost qualification. Almost a taste of the live event for the monster. Abyss ascending once again. Drops the knee once more. Cena to his feet. Monkey flip as well. Ooh! Crash landing for Abyss into the steps. The foot. Awkward landing onto the metal. He's still able to walk, it seems. But I'm going to have to keep a close eye on that feet of Abyss because there may be extended damage, ligament tears. Cena! Code red. And it's a big time landing onto the announce desk. A count of 7. Cena. He's not bringing the action to the ring, instead a scoop slam. And now a little 5 knuckles shuffle. He's going to deny the monster qualification, it seems. Because it's a count-out victory for John Cena. And while Abyss gets the 1 point and does break double digits and joins Shawn Michaels on 10 points. He is still yet to qualify to the main event. For Cena, he now reaches 5. He gets himself tied for that 5th spot with Will Ospreay. We'll see how that pans out for Big Match John. But now we pivot. The men, they've had their moment. It's time for a little bit of women and their pure wrestling. I'm just making sure of something. No, it wasn't last round. Anyway, enough about that. It's time for the women to take to the ring, as we have one illustrious, irresistible force in Nia Jax taking on our women's prospects champion. It's Stephanie Vaquer, the champ, versus Nia freaking Jax. guess what? It's a quick kick into said matchup. Well, as the siren blares,
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from San Diego, California, Nia Jax.
we're in for a little bit of a wild situation. A win for Jax brings her into the top seed. But that's not the wild situation. Oh, no, 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 no. She'll be joining Fallon Henley, Oscar, and Lady Flammer all on 9 points. And obviously tiebreaker rules. Only a set to break one-on-one ties. We would be having a fatal four-way if this stays the same through the last 2 rounds. But right now, Jax, a loss might also cause more carnage, as he would then have to win one of her next bouts against certain stars who could also join them on that illustrious 9.
From San Fernando, Chile, the Heritage Champion, Stephanie Bakir.
For Vakir, this is certainly interesting. 1 point overall to the Prospects champion. And that's through the 4 rounds prior. And still, she can finish top of this division purely because of the 9 points that are being split between everyone. She's not out of the hunt just yet. And La Premiera, he likes those odds if she is victorious tonight. We shall see, though, if that comes to its conclusion as we get underway. And, well, punches be flying to start this off. And it's Nia winning the slugfest. And that win's going to grant her a chance to punish Vakir early into this matchup. Nia, a former 3-division champion. Former Women's World Champion, the inaugural Women's World Champ. The inaugural Amethyst Champ. Sorry, Sapphire Champ. And the former Ruby Belt Champion. The only woman to win 2 Rumbles to claim gold. And while the first exchanges of punches ended with Nia winning out on the exchange, these two continue to go blow for blow, matching each other up. It's those stiff rights of Jax. Finally, Vakir throwing her own, but she's changing her strike style. And what do you know? Back to throwing bombs. This time it ends in a draw, but you gotta feel Nia. She's absorbed less punches, absorbed less punishment, but is now on the receiving end of a pinning predicament. Vakir charges through, but cannot punish. I tell a lie, she manages to get a combo off, but Nia may have just allowed her to get it. Kick caught, Nia powers up and delivers a choke slam. Vakir in danger. Leg drop evaded, though. The danger partially averted. Nia sent to the ring. Count of 7. Vakir returns as well. Big man Lennon, your referee, issued that count perfectly. Well, he's going to issue another. A pinfall. Only good for 1. It's Jax. Vakir, they're tussling pretty well here. Vakir with a DDT. Looks to fly now. Heads to the apron. Springboard could be imminent, and indeed it is, but the crossbody not going to connect. Jax fires, or tries to fire that lariat, but Vakir quicker to that punch. Premiera. We know she needs this win to stay in the contest. That chance of making it to the showdown. But right now, the chances are dwindling here against Nia, who has just been downright hard to deal with. Vakir cannot finish up her offensive. Nia's turn though, and Nia's gonna not follow up on hers. Instead, the Premiera hooks the leg. Submission hold here. A weird variation of an abdominal stretch. Nia breaks the hold. I'm gonna break it with some follow-up military press. Vakir escapes out the back. Pinning predicament. Good for 1. But Jax now on top. Now Vakir on top. A little tussle for that positioning as it has been throughout the entire match. Just backing and forthing. And the back and forth may have just ended with La Premiera in control. This time the springboard will work for her. She looks to ascend to the heavens again. This time for a little spiral tap action. The cover to follow it as well. 2. No. The kick out from Jax stays alive in your co-main event. We know Vakir could look for it. Eat defeat. There you go. Now what she got in mind? Oh, I know. Hooks up the head and a little devil's kiss. Big man Booker would be proud. As Vakir, Meteora attempted. Crash landing with the bottom turnbuckle. And Nia sends her into the other side. Uh-oh. Well, I've got a feeling I know what's coming. Nia's utilized this move to great effect since the start of this tournament. And it's a little avalanche Samoan drop coming through for Nia. 1, 2, through Nurley. Jax, finally a chance to put a finisher on this. The one-legged powerbomb stacks her up as well. 2, 3. Welcome to 9 points. As the irresistible force getting the dub. Vakir now out of the contention for the top spot here in this division. But Nia continuing that dominant streak. Getting the job done here off that one-legged powerbomb. takes her up, leg gone, and stacks her. Lennon straight in to count the 3. It's job done for Jax.
Here is your winner, Nia Jax.
Well, victory for the Irresistible Force has done wonders in her chances of making it to the showdown. But our next match, your main event, features a star who's already there and is looking to make that gap a little bit larger between her and second place. Obviously, he wants the 2 matchup bye into the second round. But to get it, you have to go through a champion. And it's a beautiful one. Some may say the beautiful madness. This matchup set to deliver the carnage. As Liv Morgan goes toe-to-toe with Julia. Live in your main event in about 50 to 2 minutes time after the entrances. Now, we've said what a win would do.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing the Judgment Day. From Elmwood Park, New Jersey, Liv Morgan.
A win would push certain stars out of the qualification, first seed position if Liv does win. A loss could make or break. It would put her in danger of losing top spot in the next round because she would, she loses both in a row. And if Utami wins her next bout, she takes the top spot on 1 point between these 2 stars. For Julia tonight.
From Tokyo, Japan, the Women's Pure Wrestling Champion, Julia.
Julia, qualification is on the line. She can make it to the showdown if she can beat an undefeated Liv Morgan. Time and again, Julia has stepped up and proven her skills in IPW, and tonight's one of those chances. Make or break. Personally speaking, this is going to be one of those bouts that I kind of am rooting for Julia. We are yet to how we've got quite a few stars this year, all surging towards the top. We've never had any of them go fully undefeated through this tournament. For Liv Morgan, I'm gonna say this. The tail end of this tournament isn't that difficult for her. Momo Watanabe next round. And then Lyra Valkyria in the final round. This is arguably her most difficult matchup of the 3. And Julia, she knows how to play this game. She has done phenomenal work in this tournament as well. Liv obviously won it last year. Both have that experience against top stars, as Morgan had dropkick caught. it's important to note that last year these two did not face off against one another. Julia sat in that teal league comparative to the gold one, I believe, last year. Yes. That Liv was in. Now, what's important to note is Julia last year only managed to get 3 points in the entire tournament. So this year, a little bit more of a standout performance from the Beautiful Madness. Liv, a win tonight, ties her with her record last year. We said that she put on a phenomenal run last year as well to win it all. But the question still remains, can she go undefeated? Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, has done so already through his 5 rounds of action. He'll look to do the same thing in round 6 and 7. We might as well talk about Rhodes right now. Cody has to face Big Match John in round 6. Round 7, he's got the Beast Brock Lesnar. That could really end in very different means. Obviously, Lesnar's not really found form in this tournament. Cena is picking up some coming into the tail end. There could be a chance where Rhodes goes and loses both bouts. Now, the division as Liv hits that code breaker. This division in particular is close, as Morgan could be looking to put away Julia. Maybe an attempt at the Oblivion there, but the Beautiful Madness boots to the side of the leg. Gonna cause some separation to keep herself in this matchup. Julia, we know, can really step up to the plate. That's a stiff shot delivered. And a cover to follow up. 1. Quick kick out by Liv. Realizes the danger. As your referee, Big Guile, starting to get a feel for tonight. What do you know? We've had different referee in every bout. Ironic, to say the least. So we only have 5 referees at IPW. Morgan. Boot blocked. Julia connecting. Hooking up Liv for a little brain buster. Busting open Liv, but that's Raquel Rodriguez's music. Where is she? Well, Julia's distracted. Liv gonna capitalize. Raquel protecting her Judgment Day compatriot from falling to that brainbuster. German suplex to catch, but no big release as Liv escapes it. Now punishing, though, is Julia. The shot, though, claw. Liv shoots back. Hooks the arm, and I think we're going for a little divorce driver. Morgan. He utilizes her Judgment Day compatriots to great effect. And that could have kept her in this matchup for a little bit longer. Julia really needs to fight back here. She's in trouble because Liv, no, she can't get it. No, beautiful, no Oblivion just yet. Instead, it's Julia fired up and unloading. A stiff kick and a cover to follow it up. Gets the 2. Both ladies, I believe, bleeding through this one. Battered, bruised. And, well, the headbutt's not going to work in Oblivion. Now Liv gets it. connecting with the big maneuver. She realizes she needs more to put away the Sapphire champion. A drop kick could do it. One. Never mind, it's a quick kick out. Defiance from the beautiful Madness. Stays in it. Charges in. Liv trying to get the head scissors in. But Julia evades and, well, head meets body. Liv dropped by a headbutt. Julia brings the action to the outside. And the head of Liv being introduced to the floor. Julia sets. Ready to fly. Connects with a forearm smash. Beautiful Madness. Creative with her offense. Hooks up Liv. Arm caught. Not going to be able to connect with it. Julia returned to the ring. Liv ascending. Looking to fly. Senton meets knees though. And Liv in trouble. The undefeated streak could come to a close. However, roll up schoolgirl pin. 1, 2. Oh, nearly. Julia forced to kick out, but eats a code breaker. It's the baiting game that Liv likes to play. And now goes for the cover. 1, 2. We're not done yet. More to come, and it could be an oblivion. Never mind. Never mind again. Boot caught. Julia's not connecting. Neither's Liv. We're jockeying. We're dashing for position. Finally, Julia dropping Liv. And now could look for a little exclamation point. Liv escapes the corner. Waist control applied. Belly to back suplex. Morgan. What she got in mind, she ascends to the heavens. Julia in the drop zone, the knees come up again. Julia wise to what's to come. Fires through with a step up boot. Morgan reeling. Trapped in the corner this time. Julia putting her feet to good use. But Liv, she catches the last boot. Fires back and charges in with an oblivion. Down goes Julia. 1, 2, no! If you want to remain undefeated, Liv, you better kill me. That's what Julia's saying. Because she is not going quietly into the night. Defiance as ever from the beautiful Madness, but once again, it's Rhea Ripley intervening in the road to the showdown. And Liv isn't gonna go undefeated, I feel. Crucifix pin from Julia. Good for 2. Morgan in trouble. But she fires back. Facebuster. Down goes Julia, but the beautiful Madness evades. Caught though. Oblivion once again. The slow crawl to the corner. The cover. 1, 2, 3. Carnage from the get-go. An out-and-out war that Liv once again walks out of victorious. Sure, Rhea chucks a chair in, but it's not enough to dissuade the referee from counting the 3. And once again, Liv makes it to 15 points in this tournament. Still remains undefeated. Who can stop her? We will have to see if it's possible. But for tonight, we're done and dusted with night 19. We're finally making it to the 2-0s. The 20th night of the Road to the Showdown. Saturday. What a night it will be, as we will be seeing some heavy hitting action. Starting the night off, it is heavy hitting. Mark Henry versus Brock Lesnar. The two big dogs of the gold division. Afterwards, Green League action sees Bayley looking to qualify against Laney Reed. Afterwards, Gunther Punk in the Pink League, leaving you with a Teal League main event between Blake Monroe and Oscar. Thanks again for joining me tonight on the Road to the Showdown. We're into the tail end of the entire tournament. It's hard to believe we've gone so quickly through all these bouts, but yeah, we've had some fun. I'm just doing a bit of math. 19 times 4. That's how many matches we've covered in this period of time. It's like 70... I can't do the math off the top of my head. The game crashed, as it does. I am sweating. Been too hot. It's 76. I knew it. But thanks for joining me tonight. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Road to Showdown. I will see you tomorrow, as always, for your next dosage of action. Peace out.